classmates were surprisingly great. Obviously, I am not a traditional student, and I was wondering a bit about how that was going to work out, but they were, everybody has just been great. Hasn't treated me like the old fogey in the classroom or anything, and they value the different experiences that I bring to the table, and they work collaboratively very well. It does sort of give me hope for the new generation.
The online community in my classmates is very diverse, which is really, I think, fantastic, because there are teachers, there are people who are already professional game designers, there are others who are just kind of getting their feet wet with game design. So having such a variety of different interests and different perspectives is really valuable. And in fact, probably one of the most valuable things about the program, because you can get lots of feedback from people from all different walks of life, different ages, from all over the world. And to me, that is something that you really can't get anywhere else.
Most of the guys on my class on the serious game certificate, they are internationals. So right now in one of my classes, I have like one girl from Russia, another guy from China, and there is a girl from Egypt, I guess, and another guy from the US. So you can see that there's like a broad, like different like range of cultures, and that adds a lot to the program.
It's really dynamic, and people from different backgrounds. I'm not saying just locations, but also really people from computer science, people from design, from or even just pure media. I actually didn't know that my professor would be only on the screen, so the first class was kind of surprised. And I maybe it's because also I was fresh in the country, so I wasn't really good at English learning, so I felt a little bit hard to catch up, or also just because I was nervous. But it turned out I catch up pretty quickly after the first class, and Carrie did lots of interactions with us, both academically and also just for fun, as friends.
My first class was Theories of Interaction Design, and it was a lot of fun. It was, we learned a lot about theoretical considerations for game design and development, and I ended up taking that class before I took the Foundations of Serious Games class, and I think it was actually really helpful, because learning the theories has shaped more of the practice that we're doing in the second course that I'm taking.
My first class of the Serious certificate was Understanding Users with Patrick, and at first I thought it was gonna be like very different from the classes that I've taken before, because it was a hybrid class, but it was pretty fun actually. Patrick is a nice guy, and it was like only me and 4 other people in the class, so you get like a lot of attention from the professor and that kind of thing, so it was pretty awesome.
It was interesting. It was a wide variety of students from around the world, and I will say there were a few less women than I'd like to see, but it was surprisingly balanced other than that. And the class was really interesting. It was a gaming theory class, interaction gaming theory class, and so we read all the classic literature in game and playful design, and how to motivate people, and what were the issues, and how to apply that to different design situations. So it was good.
A typical class day would include like discussions about games, debates, and all that sort of things.
A typical day in the serious game design class might be, it would be a lot of thinking and brainstorming. I think that's one of the most valuable things that I'm taking away from the program is learning that the concept, the idea of coming up with brainstorming concepts for games is not really it's not easy, or it might seem easy at first, but then once you start working to try to perfect those ideas and test them, play test them, and the process of iteration, it's actually really hard, but it's also a lot of fun because you get to spend a lot of time with one idea and making it better.
You know, every class is a little bit different, but in general, they involve a lot of actual work to develop games and do the research in support of designing good interactive solutions. So you might be learning how to conduct interviews or do affinity diagramming, or do field studies, or you might be learning how to actually create a board game, or how to create incentives that make people want to finish games. And so it's kind of all over the board.